What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel here from the GeekSpeakNation channel, and I'm here to bring you my reaction to the world premiere trailer for Telltale's Batman. So, it was announced a while back that Telltale was going to be taking on Batman for their next story-driven adventure, and I was really excited, yet slightly disappointed at the same time, because Telltale has some amazing, amazing stories that they've written and games that they've created. My favorite among them being The Wolf Among Us. It is my favorite game by Telltale, and I just think it is brilliant. And I was really hoping we'd get a season 2 for that, but so far we've had season 4 be announced for Walking Dead and things like that, or I think it was season 3. Whatever. Either way, I didn't get what I want, which was that, but the next best thing that I could not have imagined was that Telltale was going to announce that they were going to do a Batman game. Make a game about my favorite superhero in a story-driven game that might fill the hole in my heart that was Arkham Knight. So with that, guys, let's check out this trailer. And here we go. Rated M.
Bruce, you can't keep doing this. Step out of the shadows.
Alfred is okay. It's all
And
right.
let tombstones be your family legacy. I know you're trying to create a myth.
They really changed up the art style a good bit.
Just remember, there is room for Bruce and Batman inside that suit.
Okay.
For too long, this city has burned with corruption and greed. And with Bruce's help, a vote for Harvey Dent is a vote to finally put your foot down.
Okay.
Vicky Vale, reporter for the Gotham Gazette. Is the Dent campaign soliciting votes from Gotham's biggest crime family?
Money gets money. I can get Harvey the mayor's seat, or I can pull it out from under him.
Your father despised men like Falcone. No one has ever managed to bring him down.
I haven't tried yet.
Well, they're not holding back on the
Fire's
violence.
heading this way. You must show the world the true nature of a Wayne.
Sometimes I think this whole city's a crime scene.
A revolution is knocking on Gotham's door. When this whole thing starts, make sure you're on the right side.
These character models look great. The action looks great. The scale is really impressive.
Well then, time to save the city.
Okay. I hear you, Troy Baker. You couldn't hide his voice. Knew it was him. Realm of the Shadows will be available. Okay. Alright. That was good. That was good. Essentially, what this trailer did for me was confirm a lot of the things that I suspected. And that a lot of the focus of this game is going to be on Bruce Wayne, which is really, really exciting and really awesome. I think I've really been waiting for a game like that. A game that kind of gives you that long Halloween vibe, you know, that the whole entire world of Gotham and all the decisions that are made can't all be made by Batman's actions. Bruce Wayne has to step in, and there's got to be diplomacy that happens as well, because if you can't show people that the law doesn't work at the end of the day, well, people will cease to believe in it. And so they have to bend and break the rules when necessary, but it's going to be interesting to see how the character of Bruce Wayne really plays into the entire world. And one thing I want to touch on is the entire scale of the game looks great. It looks big, it looks grand. I love the locations you're going to. It'll be interesting to see how they free up your movement. Because one thing that kind of gets me is that they have these nice locations that you go to in Telltale games, but the movement structure is very, you know, it's very limited and it's very focused so you don't mess up too much. But I really hope that they worked on the engine for this game, because like I said, if it's a bigger scale, that means there's a lot to work with. And like Bethesda, I really think these guys need to up their engine, because the amount of times a Telltale game will crash on my PlayStation 4 and the fact that you gotta have it running very well on a PC to get the optimum experience most of the time is very, very frustrating to deal with. But that's just my personal experience and some of my friends' experiences with their games. But I really do hope that they are stepping up their game with this engine. And it seems that they are. It seems that they're really focusing on revamping everything for Batman specifically. I mean, if you just look at the art style, it's more kind of cel-shaded, kind of like Borderlands, but not too much. Not too much. I don't like Borderlands, but it's not too much. But anyways, it's not that cel-shaded, which is nice, and it still has that cartoon comic book vibe, but still it can, you can still get into it when it comes to emotional beats and also like the violence and just how visceral it is. I mean, they had the cop with his brains spewing everywhere. It was disgusting. But besides that, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that. And when it comes to revamping, it seems like they're revamping their combat, and they talked about that a little bit at E3, but getting to see it, it looks like they're taking hints from like Arkham Knight, you know, with doing that in-close, brutal hand-to-hand combat, but it doesn't really shock me as much because I've played games like Arkham Knight, Arkham City, so I'm used to this pristine combat system. So it'll be interesting to see how inevitably they do have to face some of the legacy that is the Arkham franchise and how they'll step up to the plate, but do things in their own fresh way. But I think what's going to give Telltale the leg up out of any Batman game is going to be the detective aspect. Just like in The Wolf Among Us, you guys, I think we're going to be real detectives. We are going to be the world's greatest detective, which you hardly get to see in Batman besides in the comic books. You rarely get to see that in the Arkham games. You hardly get to see that in the movies. So it's going to be really great to actually get to see Batman investigating and us as the player getting to piece together the clues and making decisions on who maybe we arrest or go after and things like that, and how those consequences ripple all throughout Gotham and affect the people around us. So that's going to be very, very interesting. I'm just really excited for this game and all it has to offer, and seeing how they balance between having Bruce Wayne and Batman. I think that's probably going to be the biggest complaint for a lot of people, is not enough Batman. But for me personally, I've been really excited to have a game where I get to play as Bruce Wayne and make those big decisions that affect how Gotham operates and have a big role besides being behind the cowl and just beating up bad guys, you know what I'm saying? So besides that, I also want to see how they implement the Batmobile. I know they saw a little glimpse of it. I want to know if it's really going to be that robust. I don't know. It really all depends on how they're working with the engine. If they're going to be doing things in the same kind of route where it's like everything's really predestined when it comes to movement, or we're going to have more freedom with the way we go about the world. It's going to be really interesting to see when we get more full gameplay. So with that, guys, let me know what you thought of the trailer in the comment sections down below. And do you think this game has a chance of having an even better story than something like the Arkham games? Excluding Arkham Knight. I think Arkham Knight has the weakest story out of any of the Arkham games, including Arkham Origins, but that's just me personally. I think Arkham Origins is brilliant and doesn't get enough credit. But I see, because Arkham City and Arkham Asylum were written by Paul Dini, an amazing, amazing Batman writer from the cartoon series all the way out down to comics. So it'll be interesting to see what influences they take for the story and if it can go par to par, and if it can really match up with some of the greatest Batman stories ever told, from film to game to comic books themselves, and what influences they'll take in creating this original story, and just how original will it be. So it'll be really fun to see what they're going to come up with and what other characters they're going to introduce. But let me know what you're looking forward to most about these games and what characters you'd want to see Telltale tackle with Batman. What characters would you love to see? I'd possibly love to see the Riddler. I love the character of the Riddler. He's awesome in Batman Zero Year, but I feel like he'd be very annoying in a Telltale game. But we'll see how it goes, because answering a riddle in the video game is just like, ugh. Besides that, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below, like I've been saying multiple times, in case you hadn't heard the instructions before. But also, while you're down there, hit that like button if you enjoyed my reaction, and subscribe to the Geek Nation, guys, because we're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. 1,000. Guys, we're almost there. We're in the 900s, which is really awesome. So guys, thank you so much for all the support that you give me and the channel. We cannot appreciate it enough. And also guys, if you're looking for some awesome geeky content, don't forget to check out the Weekly Geekly podcast hosted by me and my good friend Will Strickland, where we talk about all the geekiest subjects in the world. It's really awesome. You'll have a great time. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Daniel, and don't forget to get geeky.